Hey everybody, Iceman 50 here. So it's Friday. It's about 36. It's not supposed to rain for like until like maybe next Wednesday or something. So we got, it's still gonna stay cold, 30s, 40s, 50s, but no rain. Sweet. Get to ride. I want to tell you guys about, I'm kind of into ghost hunting, and where I live in my apartment, it's we've heard lots of stuff go on. Like, if you look back, I've done some EVP stuff. I've captured, in my opinion, Class A EVPs of a little girl saying, "I'm right here," which was pretty fucking freaky. And I've got a bunch of stuff. I've got my own, version of the REM pod. I call it the REM puck, and that thing works pretty good, I think. I mean, it's really interesting. But anyways, last night I was sitting on to bed, and I was watching YouTube. I was watching something, and I heard like the sound of like 2 plastic bags falling, like maybe bags that had clothes in them or something. It wasn't hard, it was soft. And hang on a second here. So it was like 2 bags falling, and I'm like, that's weird. Now, mind you, in my bedroom, I've heard all sorts of weird shit. One night, I was laying there. It was like, I woke up. I don't sleep very sound. And I woke up, and I heard this hiss next to me. It was like, and I was like, what in the fuck? That scared the shit out of me. But I'm like, okay, that's weird. So there's that. And then, we've seen shadow. I feel like I've seen shadow people in the hallway by my bathroom. The kids have always told me that they feel like there's they'd look out and there was somebody, hang on, I gotta adjust those mirrors a little bit. Too much. I had to move my mirrors in. Wind was blowing so hard it blew Trevor's scooter over. Luckily it's fine. But anyway, so just a lot of things. Definitely I think the last video I showed you was, I heard something and I saw something in the bathroom. It's like that central area of our apartment between the living room and our 2 bedrooms and the bathroom seems to have the most activity. Now that's also, my wife was baking some cupcakes or something, and she heard in her ear like someone whispered in her, "Sprinkles," like the fucking sprinkles that would go on. I don't know. All I know is that, so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, that was weird. I get up, I look around, nothing. Nah, my son wasn't there. It was just my wife and my daughter. And I peek in her room, and she's up on her bed. I'm like, well, okay. And then I look in the living room, and my wife's sitting at the fuck? The hell, man? I think there was a pedestrian in the middle of the road. So anyways, I look, and she's sitting there, and I said, did you hear that? And she said, what? And I said, it sounded like plastic bags full of something fell down. I'm like, you didn't go anywhere, right? Like, you've been sitting here? She's like, no, I've been sitting here. And I'm like, that's weird. So, I go back into the bedroom, excuse me. And I'm looking around, and I don't see anything that has moved or fallen or anything that could be, right? So I'm like, okay, so first thing I do is go grab my my REM puck, set it up in there, and this is before I started videoing. And man, so all of a sudden the thing kind of starts going off, and I'm like, okay. So, you know, and the way that thing works is, you know, there's an antenna, and you put your hand close to the antenna, you know, it'll start kind of going off. It has like 4 LEDs, and you know, the closer you get to it, the different LEDs light up and it makes sound. And when you're touching it, the thing, you know, is really going off. It's a really strong, whoa, bird. And anyway, so I was like, okay. I'm like, you know, and I started asking, you know, questions. Is there some, you know, someone here, blah blah blah, you know. And it was kind of fucked up, because as soon as my wife came into the room, it stopped. And then, like, I don't know if I got it on video. I have a bunch of it, but you know, the thing is that it seemed like whatever was there did not want her there. And my daughter came into the room, and so we also have a SB7 spirit box that, you know, it skips through the FM frequencies. You know, it's those, if you've ever seen those ghost shows, it's like, you know, it's like scanning through, you know, the range of frequencies very quickly. You know, you can't pick up a whole voice on one channel, because otherwise it's not working. You know, this, like I said, this thing is just chopping through the tens of frequencies, you know, on the FM band. And you know, one word is one thing, but when you start getting, like, you know, conversations, that's where it gets freaky. So that's what we decided to do, is set up a spirit box session. So, and we've done those before, but we've done this one other time where we take, you know, headphones. This is kind of one of those, it's another experiment, you know, where the person puts on headphones and listens, like in another room, or so that the headphones, you know, so you can't hear the other person, and then the other person starts asking questions, and you're hoping that, you know, the answers, you know, the answers to the questions come through the spirit box, you know, to the person listening, and they can't hear the questions I'm asking. All they're there to do is listen and just repeat whatever they hear. So, you know, it kind of removes the whole, you know, you knew what I was saying, so you knew how to answer the question. You know, it kind of removes that, right? So, you know, we kind of started that, and we weren't getting much, and then we went into my daughter's bedroom, and we definitely started getting some stuff. And, you know, usually, you know, I'll say, like, you know, is it, you know, who are we talking with? How many is there of you? You know, is there anything I can do? Can I help you? You know, I'm like, is there something I can do? And one of the things, it says, you're full of yourself or something. I don't know. And then, you know, it just was kind of like, we were definitely getting responses. And so, you know, I was like, okay, this is kind of creepy. And so then we decided to go back into the bedroom, and it's chilly. We went into the bedroom, and, you know, we were just asking it questions, and I was like, it was like, I was like, oh, hey, you can, if you get close to this, you know, yellow box, my REM puck, it'll let you know you're here. And it was saying things like interesting. It said that a couple of times. And then basically, you know, we're in the bedroom, it had said my name, and then it said Christine's name, which freaked her out. And then, like, basically it was, you know, I was asking, like, how many are you? And then it said 20, and then it said, you know, there's an army here. And then it was like one part, she said the same voice kept coming across. And it, like I said, it was like, in some cases, you know, it wasn't, like I said, it just wasn't one word. It was like, it was saying a sentence, you know. And then you know, I use those vape sticks. You know, I never smoked, but you know, I took up vaping when my wife is trying to quit smoking. I'm like, here, I'll help you quit smoking. So I start vaping. Anyways, we're talking, you know, and I was kind of like half out of the room. I'd asked my daughter to get me another beer, and so I was kind of like in the hallway, halfway in between the kitchen and the bedroom, and I was coming back, and I heard her, and she said, lungs, pour, vape, the vape, and I said, lungs, pour. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, should I quit vaping? And it said, the vape, and then it said, yes, and I'm like, okay. So that was pretty freaky, right? So, well, we're here. That's a good story. Anyways, I have video all that. I have to edit it, and you guys can see that this kind of shit freaks me out. So basically, it seems like there's, you know, we got like a conduit in our apartment. You know, I don't know. I don't know if they're just passing through. You know, I tried to ask them if I could help them. It didn't really seem like they want any help. So, but all right, guys, it's Friday. We'll see you on the next one. All right, and stay tuned for that ghost video. We'll talk to you. Easy.